YouTube, we are back with another Q&A. We got some great questions, and before I get into it, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on Wednesday's video. I think we have like 14,000 views, 1,400 likes, like 300 plus comments. That's insane, and I just wanted to say I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It means the world, and yeah, let's jump into the video. So question number one is from my boy Will's FX. You guys probably know that guy. How to grow a beard and who would win in a fight? Well, this is a pretty easy one to me. How to grow a beard, obviously Will's FX has probably the nicest beard on the platform. I'm pretty sure he could grow a beard since he was like 5 years old or something. And who would win in a fight? Obviously me. I mean, you're up to my shins or my kneecaps, so it'd be a pretty easy fight. I just have to kick you like a soccer ball. So that's question number one. Don't worry, they get serious. I just wanted to throw that one in there. Question number two, guys, is how to gain patience in trading and improve trading day by day. So in my opinion, I've said this before, but the only way to improve patience in trading is literally sitting there, watching a chart and not taking setups. It sounds simple, but one of the biggest things holding a lot of traders back, and one of the big things that used to hold me back, was I couldn't sit there and not get in a trade. And I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video right now, I'm talking to you, hey, be patient, okay? Can't sit there and not take a trade, right? Like even on days you say you're gonna sit there and not trade, you end up trading, or just stuff like that, the self-talk, right? Like if I tell myself I'm not taking a trade today, I'm not taking a trade today. And it doesn't matter if there's a setup there, it doesn't matter anything. If you say you're not gonna take a trade, don't take a trade. And that's a step in the right direction. What I suggest, and I suggested this in other videos, is sit there for like a week or two and just watch price action live. Just study it, watch price action live, and take notes on it. I had this urge, I wanted to get in here, blah, blah, blah. And just who cares if setups are gonna come and go? You wanna just build that patience muscle. And I truly believe the only way to build your patience muscle is like going to the gym, right? The only way to build muscle is by working it out. And the only way to work out your patience muscle is by executing patience and sitting there and just doing nothing. So the other part is how to improve trading day by day. It's just little things like that. Make sure you have a strategy that works, back testing, journaling, sitting on the charts every single day, getting your chart time in, and just going through it all, right? There's no way to skip time in trading, right? It's gonna take years, it's gonna take time. Sometimes it takes less time than others, but at the end of the day, it's gonna take years and years and years of practice, just like anything, right? To become good at anything, it takes years and years and years. So why would trading be different? Why would trading be any different? Question number three here is, what is my trading strategy? If you wanna know my trading strategy, I have the mentorship link down below. That's where I cover all that stuff, trading plans, case studies, videos, all that good stuff. So if you wanna find out more about it, it's there. I do have free videos where I break down charts as well on my YouTube channel. So if you don't have the money for that, or it's not something you're interested in, I have a ton of free videos where you can look and try and dissect how I trade and stuff. The mentorship's more for just if you want to learn that, but you also want to have me for support and help and questions and all that good stuff. So let's jump into question number four. Question number four, guys, is what helps me stay patient? What helps me stay patient is knowing that my strategy works, knowing that I have a consistent edge over the market. So I'm only waiting for that setup. I used to think that more trades meant more wins. I used to think that if I'm being in the market every single day, that means I'm gonna have a winning week. When in reality, it's only when my trade presents. And there's times where my trade will present multiple times in a week. Then there's times where it won't present. But what helps me stay patient is knowing that I have a strategy that works, right? Because when you have a strategy that works and you know your plan off by heart and you know exactly what you're looking for, X, Y, Z, and I enter a trade, you're not going to bother settling for worse positions. You're not going to bother wasting profits on another trade, because this is how I kind of explain it. Why would you let C and B setups take away from the profits of an A plus setup hitting, right? You know what I mean? Because say you're waiting for your A plus setup to hit and it doesn't end up happening till like Thursday, but Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you were impatient and you took low probable trades. Yeah, when you get your win on Thursday, you finish above, but imagine you didn't take those low probable trades and you just waited for that win on Thursday, you would have been just straight profit, right? So that's kind of what helps me, is knowing that I have a high probable setup that works out way more times than it doesn't. So why would I settle for anything less? All right, so question number 5. In the community, does it offer a mechanical plan to follow? Yes, it has multiple trading plans in there, cheat sheets, all that good stuff. And then you can kind of morph it to how you trade. We all trade very differently, in the sense that if I'm looking at the same chart as you, even when we're trading the same strategy, I'm going to see some things that you don't see, vice versa. So the best way to go about it is to have a set criteria, but then you can kind of morph it to how you like to trade, right? Whether that be lower time frames, whether that be on the higher time frames, because price is fractal. So the same setups you see on the 1 minute or on the daily or on the 15 minute, 4 hour, you name it. So I hope that answers your question, my man. All right, guys. So jumping into question number 6. What do I do beside trading? Now, I know a lot of you guys are watching this and think that I only trade, but your boy has some hobbies. Your boy has some hobbies, and I'm going to explain them right now. So what do I do? What do I like to do besides trading? Number 1 would be fitness. Fitness is a huge part of my life. I used to be the skinniest kid, guys. I'm gonna show my body transformation soon. I'm gonna wait for the summer. But if you guys saw what I used to look like, you'd be like, no way, that's you. Like, I was the skinniest kid growing up, always. Smallest kid, always. And now I'm a big boy, and I've worked so hard. I've worked out consistently for like 4 years now, I'd say. And it's the best thing. I love it so much. And when I don't work out, I feel it in my mental. And I really, really think all traders need to work out, whether that be moving your body, cardio, anything. You think of it, we're a machine, right? That's the way I like to look at it. And when you're in your best shape and you're feeling good, your mental's good too, and you perform better on the charts. And I have videos on this, so I'm not going to dive into it too much, but I truly believe that the better shape you get in, the better physical shape and the better mental shape that you get in, you have a better trading session, you have a better trading environment for yourself. You create a better trading environment for yourself because you're just better, well-rounded in all areas of your life. The next thing that I like to do is hang with my girlfriend and go for nice dinners. I love hanging with her. Obviously, she's my best friend, and something that we like to do, we're not very flashy people at all, as you guys can tell. I'm not into all the materialistic stuff. You may say, oh, well, you have a Mercedes. I only got that thing because my other car from 2007 that I was driving broke. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would still be driving that thing. But what we like to spend time on and spend money on is going out for nice dinners, going out for nice meals. We love food, and that's something that we love to do, is just go out for food, go out for dinner, because you get to sit down, no phones around. We put our phones down and we're able to just talk about life. We're able to talk about our goals, talk about, you know, what's coming up and all that good stuff. And they're just great conversations. And that goes for when I hang out with friends too. I don't drink anymore. If I didn't talk about that before, I'm 7 months now without a sip of alcohol, and I feel incredible. I'm done with it, and I can't wait to hit a year. But replacing stuff that we used to drink with fun stuff like bowling. Bowling is a fun thing that I like to do with my friends. Watching UFC is a huge one. Shout out to Will Effects again. By the time you guys are seeing this video, Izzy will have beaten Alex. So pay up, Will. Pay up, buddy. I know it's going to be a dark week for you. Yeah, love watching UFC with my friends as well. And that's it. Just kind of focus in on self-development. So like the gym, reading books, listening to podcasts, but then also, guys, I have fun too, in terms of like, a lot of people may think I'm a very serious person, but that's not the case at all. I let loose a lot in terms of, you know, humor. I'm very, very funny with my friends. Have a good group of friends. So to sum that up, gym, hanging with my girlfriend, going out for nice dinners and food, and then just, I can't remember if I said this, but hanging out with my friends and family, and that's about it. All right, so question number 7, guys. What age did I start trading? I can't remember if it was 22 or 23 years old. I'm 27 next month. I know, I'm still young. But I think I was 22 or 23. I can't remember what one it was, but I've been trading about 4 years, so probably 23. That would mathematically make sense. But it's funny, I get a lot of messages from people that are like, oh, I'm like, is it worth it to start trading at 18 or have I missed the boat? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you guys that are trading below 20 years old have no idea how ahead of the curve you are. Like, unbelievable opportunity that you found out about something at such a young age. And I'm grateful that I found out about it when I did. And I feel like you're never too young, or you're never too old, sorry, to figure out about trading. And I think once you do and you see the potential, like I talked about in my last video, it's literally impossible to go back, because you can just print money. You're like a walking ATM when you master this craft, and no one can take that away from you, right? No boss, nothing. You can just be yourself, show up to work. Some days I'm sitting here in underwear. No, I'm just kidding. But you literally could sit here in pajamas and all that good stuff and just trade and do your thing, right? And then have your life. So yeah, if you're watching this video and you are below the age of, like, I still think 23 is a young time to figure out trading, but if you're below the age of 20, you have the most opportunity ahead of you, and it's a very, very special thing. So you're never too young, you're never too old. Get into this, because once you're in, you're not going to want to leave for sure. Question number 8, what are my future trading goals? So I've talked about this before. My future trading goals are to have well over 7 figures in funded capital under management. I would love that. And this series of my life right now is all about funding challenges. I just want to scale and scale and scale and scale the funding challenges. And then my goal for next year is to have the funding capital that I want by the end of the year this year. So then next year I can just trade and not have to focus on funding at all, because as you guys know, going for funding is boring, stressful, annoying, forces you to trade sometimes when your setup isn't there just because of the days. And I don't have fun when I'm doing the challenges, and this is a very challenge heavy year for me. So this is one of those years where it's like a building year to then next year have a ton of fun and just trade with the funding capital. So that's kind of my goals. And then obviously just continue to scale. So with the prop firm funding challenges that I get and those withdrawals that I get, I'll just be putting them into an account. And then once that account gets big enough that I want to trade on, then I'll just have a big personal account as well. That's kind of my goal. So yeah, that's my goal. So 7 figures in funding, and then start building a big personal. All right, question number 9. How long did it take you to develop your own style after watching ICT? It took me a while, because the thing with ICT is I find there's a lot of information overload. I find there's a lot of stuff that you do not need. And I think he does that on purpose, because it's not a one size fit all. He teaches you a bunch of stuff that you're able to take bits and pieces and then make it into your own strategy. I think where people go wrong with ICT is they try and trade just like ICT. They try and trade like the man who's been trading for 40 years. You can't trade like a guy who's traded for 40 years. Take what he's taught you and mesh it into how you see the market. That is the best way to trade his style. And all the people I know that try to trade exactly like his thing, step by step, and don't morph it into their own style, they struggle. They struggle because they're trying to trade like a person who sees the market at a way higher degree than you do, right? Because time, right? There's nothing about it. You can't beat the guy who's put in 30 years in his craft. You can't. So take his wonderful concepts that he has and apply them to your own trading strategy. And that's kind of what I did. It took me a while because I had to unlearn stuff. Because I had too much stuff going on, and I just would overthink and it would cause me to mess up. But I took the key concepts from there that I apply daily and don't make me overthink and stuff. And then I just added those into my trading plan. So I would say it took me a good amount of time. I can't really tell you like an actual timeline, but it went from learning ICT and obsessing over it to then having to unlearn ICT concepts to then adding the core concepts that I liked. So time and price, fair value gaps and imbalances, and liquidity. That's about it. Other than that, everything else is more price action, structure, and all that good stuff. So I hope that answers your question. And the final question, I get asked this question a lot. What was my starting capital? My starting capital was about $1,000, and I would say I blew it. It was my first account. I would say I blew it. But it's funny, I traded it I traded it different. I didn't blow the $1,000 like over leveraging and all that good stuff. Well, I probably did, but what I would do is every time it would dip below $1,000, I would add money in. So like if I was above it, life was good. If I dipped back below, I would add money in. So I never actually hit zero. I never actually hit $900 or anything like that. But I just kept adding to it. So I would say over the year, I probably would have maxed it out. If I didn't continue to add to it, it probably would have went to zero because I didn't know anything about risk management. I was using lot sizes that I wanted to use based on zero risk criteria at all. I was just like, I'm going to use a 0.3 or 0.2, all that good stuff, right? All that fun stuff. So yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A, and I just wanted to say one more time, thank you so much for the support on the last video. I will leave it in the link. I will leave it at the end of this video. You should be able to see it right here. And what do I say at the end of every single video, guys? Let's be 1% better every single day, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Take care, guys.